first I just want to say how excited we all are that HomeTrust has made such a commitment to this building, to this lobby. For someone who remembered when the city didn't even have a welcome center other than a wire rack with some pamphlets, we've come a long way in a short amount of time, but it took a lot of commitment. It took financial commitment from the council members behind me. They're the ones who agreed to work with the chamber. It took the chamber who said, we might have 250 members, but we know we're going to grow if you invest in us, and we did. And it took a bank like HomeTrust who invested in this whole process so that now here's a building that the chamber can operate out of. People can come to Reidsville and visit and be welcomed right out of the gate. And I just can't say enough how much I really appreciate this leadership gift by HomeTrust.
And not that everybody would ask, but I did want to tell a little story. It's no secret that at HomeTrust that it's our desire to see that our communities grow and prosper and enhancement of quality of life to all the residents. Rockingham County and Reidsville. And clearly, small business growth and creation and tourism is also what fuels a lot of that quality of life. And as we know, the Regional Chamber serves a key role in both promoting tourism and startup and support of small business. Chamber's been here since January of 15, I believe. And I want to just, the location I want to say is perfect. I want to also say City of Reidsville, great, wise decision, great investment to make this the Welcome Center. So I want to thank you for that and that wise decision. The addition of the SCORE Center will only enhance the efforts of small business in our area. So if the Welcome Center is the key to tourism and the SCORE propels small business, I would say that's a win-win. And so that's a well done to both the chamber board and to the city for making these investments. And speaking on behalf of the private sector, I want to thank you for positive collaboration. We need a lot of that, so we'd like to sponsor that. So now let's talk briefly about this building. It was originally provided by a community-minded entrepreneur, and thereafter, we had an opportunity to secure or buy the building, the chamber. The issue was funding. And as a community, we needed to make that happen. And we came together as community leaders to make a decision and to say, how can we make that happen? HomeTrust Bank agreed to provide the resources in order to secure this location for the chamber. Once again, positive collaboration coming together to make something positive for the community. Here's why I'm reading this. We're not done. We're not done. While the building is secured, we want to complete this journey of paying off the mortgage and to make some investments that we would like to see this building be even better for our community. So I stand here today to ask each of you and to tell others, whether you're a chamber member, business owner, someone working in this community that makes their living in Rockingham County, please support this endeavor. You're going to hear more about that in the coming months. But again, we are very excited to be a part of making this the Chamber's permanent home. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would just like to recognize our executive board members, Robin Pegram with HomeTrust Bank and Roy Sawyers with Rockingham Update, who are here with us today. And then Kurt Smith. And do we have any other board members here? We've got several out of town. It's that time of year. So, but I do want to say thank you. And lots of our ambassadors are here as well. And we wouldn't be able to do it without the board and the ambassadors and the staff. Everybody has commented on how beautiful the location is. I don't ever really have anything. I might say I like or don't like something, but they put all the work into this, and we are just so thankful to have them. And they really make this run. So, I think without further ado, we'll cut a ribbon and celebrate this. All right. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move right over here and cut this other ribbon. So if I could have the SCORE mentors and the chairman and Sean. Use these two over here. And the mayor and the city officials. y'all, if y'all will join us as well.
Exactly right. Texas.
And can we see the logo? Yeah. All right. Yeah, come on, guys. I knew we were missing. I was like, what are we missing? That's okay.
They're too busy having fun.
All right. So just to continue today's celebration, I would like to make an announcement. We are celebrating our 400th member today, and it is the local SCORE chapter. So we are excited to announce that. We have been on the brink of 400 members for quite some time, and as we all know, business is cyclical and membership is cyclical. So we're just, here we are, and couldn't be more thrilled that that's the 400th member. So we are celebrating that as well as the official opening of the SCORE Center. So I would like to say to my partner in crime here, Sean and I have been working on this project for some time, and people are really what make this community, the people in this community, and the things that they do. And so to hear Jonathan and all the things that he was talking about, it really made me think about how far we've come. And this is something, Sean's retired, and this is something he's still passionate about and that he still puts time into daily. And so we're just thankful to have him as an advocate, and to continue to understand that entrepreneurship is going to help continue to drive the local economy. So without further ado, would you please say a few words about SCORE and our journey? And
I'd be happy to. First of all, I want to acknowledge and thank the leadership in Reidsville, and in most particular, Diane and her staff and her board for championing the SCORE initiative here. We've had SCORE in Rockingham County since 2006 when I came to the county the first time. And one of the challenges that we've always tried to work through is making sure it became a large part of what our community recognizes and understands as infrastructure and support to help them grow and thrive. And so we know that in order to have a community that prospers, you need to have good institutions, but you also need to have good civic advocacy and support. We've got churches, we've got a lot of nonprofits, we have great volunteer support. Everybody knows how well the Rotaries and other institutions help out. Someday, I hope SCORE will be recognized, someday soon, recognized as a thread in that fabric for growth and prosperity. Yeah, I'll introduce my partner in crime. Nat is the chairman of Greensboro SCORE, which is really more than Greensboro SCORE. It's really the Piedmont Triad SCORE group. It not only has the SCORE team in Greensboro, but it also has branches throughout the Piedmont Triad, which includes High Point, Winston-Salem, Alamance, and Rockingham County. Did I miss one? And so it's quite a large organization to manage, and he's organized it in a way that there are liaisons such as myself that link back to the Greensboro SCORE branch. SCORE, just a brief comment about SCORE. SCORE has been around since the mid-60s. It is a nonprofit organization, nationally driven. In North Carolina, we have 7 or so chapters, Greensboro SCORE being one of those chapters. It also has a district office in Charlotte. The purpose of SCORE is to facilitate the growth and development of entrepreneurialism. But it doesn't work alone. It can't work alone. It has to work with communities who really want to grow their own entrepreneurial support team. So we need communities to give us a home, and that's what's happening here, and that's why we're so pleased to be here. And one last point I want to make. Without the strength of good leadership and good volunteers, SCORE does not exist. We are merely facilitators. So please use us. That's what we're here for.
I do want to make two quick comments. Number one, thank you, Sean. He is a terrific, terrific representative. SCORE, when it was founded in 1964, is an acronym for Service Corps of Retired Executives. I have personally named it. This is not legal, but I've personally renamed it the Service Corps of Resourceful Executives. And I see a bunch of you sitting here or standing here today, and I brought cards to solicit your joining SCORE. And the reason I say that is that we teach others based on our experience. There are some people you can go to who have been educated and have read, well, if you do this, that'll happen. We've experienced it, isn't it correct? And we share that with entrepreneurs. It's a really wonderful, wonderful experience. So if I'm not being too aggressive, see me afterwards. We're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled, Diane, with the wonderful work that you've done and that the political well-being of your town has made this happen. And we're excited to be here.
Thank you. And I just want to recognize currently myself and Sean and Kirk Smith with Raymond James and also Tom Rock. Would you tell them a little bit about how you ended up choosing to be a Reidsville SCORE mentor after Sean told you that it was happening in Reidsville?
Well, about 40 years ago, I happened to use the SCORE organization when I started a business, and I started a business called Omega Sports in Greensboro, and we grew from a very small store to 16, 18 stores, almost $30 million. But it was with SCORE. It was, so I'm paying back, and so they need a little help up here, and Sean did just a wonderful job of organizing, and I was glad to be a part of it. And Diane, and the working together has just been gratifying, terrific.
Thank you. We also have several other ladies. One of ours is in active labor, so we're we're missing her, but we do have about 10, I think, at this point that are registered, getting registered, doing their stuff. Roy Sawyers with the Rockingham Update is also one of our SCORE mentors. So, we are just thankful to be able to provide this service. And I think we had lots of conversations with, I lost Jeff. There's Jeff, our Economic Development Director, Jeff. I think he sees it as a great need, and there's a constant flow of people who come in here that require much more than just the 15 or 30 minutes that we can give them, or that Jeff and I both don't have. He either gets the call or we get the walk-in or the call, and so now we have a place that we can to bring them and to try to drive that. So we couldn't be more excited. And Mr. Mayor, if you'd like to say anything, we'll cut the ribbon.
I'm just speechless. Thank you very
That's never
much.
happened before.
The future's so bright.
Hey, before we cut, just because I can't see everybody, if y'all will step forward, the back row there. Willie, maybe if you'll come to the side here, because I've got a little bit extra over here.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, so we're good? You got
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple of,
Okay.
okay, ready when
All
you
right,
are.
Kurt, go. 1, 2, 3. All right, do we have refreshments, lunch is provided by Cafe 99 in the boardroom?
Let's do it in front of the Christmas tree.
All right, Facebook viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know if it's the Christmas decorations or the time of year, or 2 ribbon cuttings that are kind of getting to me today, but we have come a long, long way since July of 2011 when I walked through the door at a small storefront. The chamber had such a heart and such an ability to be able to grow at that point. And there have been so many people who have come alongside the board members and ambassadors and the great staff that have worked here throughout the years. Things that my predecessor left us that we've been able to build on, and just continued community partnerships. And we are so, so grateful. We've been so blessed, and we are so thankful to HomeTrust HomeTrust, and so thankful to the Greensboro SCORE chapter for taking us under their wing. And we have this phenomenal building, and between the city of Reidsville and the HomeTrust Bank, we now own and operate the chamber and the visitor center. And we have 400 members. I don't know what else to say other than happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, and stay tuned for, we have got all kinds of stuff coming up. And this Thursday, we have the Dewey's ribbon cutting, and then on Friday, we have the Christmas tree lighting where you will see this turned into Santa's workshop. So stay tuned and share that Small Business Saturday video.